I'm Brian Christner, and this is The Byte, a bite-sized podcast about containers, cloud, and tech. Welcome back to The Byte. In this episode, we're going to talk about DNS over HTTPS. Now, as many of you know and use the internet probably daily or hourly or by the minute, most of the websites and applications we access are using HTTPS. So when we access, for example, Google, it's HTTPS google.com. Now, many people don't realize the DNS query that's sent for this request is actually over unencrypted connection. That means anyone, your ISP, your company, anyone that's listening to this traffic can actually see which requests that you're making. And that's kind of a risk. It's kind of a security risk because now everyone can see your connection and actually infiltrate your DNS and make like a man-in-the-middle attack and actually, provide you DNS that you don't want. So, for example, if I want to go to Google, somebody could redirect me to some other page without me knowing. Well, this week, last week, it has kind of come to my attention that Firefox has now built in DNS over HTTPS, better known as DoH. Now, it's kind of hard to find. It's kind of hidden back into the browser, but there's a ZDNet article that kind of walks you through how to enable it and walks you through the different settings. You go through it and you basically, there's one checkbox in the network settings of Firefox. You enable DNS over HTTPS. You think, okay, cool. You actually have to give it a DNS server that you want to use. So for example, Cloudflare is one of my favorites, 1.1.1.1, or you can choose a different one. There's also a default setting, so Firefox actually defaults to Cloudflare, but you can choose your own. But it doesn't stop there. They want to make it a little bit more difficult because it's raising a lot of questions within the security community, especially within the UK, where they're starting to monitor traffic and they want to make sure you're of age to visit certain sites, etc. By enabling DNS over HTTPS, you're actually hiding your connection, and your ISPs or your country can't even view what you're looking at anymore. From a privacy point of view, it's great. We want to control what people can see and have the choice of what information we share. Now, from a government perspective, they want to see more and they want to understand. And also from Google and Facebook, etc. They want to see exactly what you're querying. And, in the Chrome browser, this feature's not there. And I don't expect it to be in Chrome anytime soon because it removes a lot of the information that they're gathering from people every day when they're searching for websites. So enabling this really cuts out a lot of analytics that applications can gather from you, browsers, just goes on and on and on. So I've actually enabled it. It's working quite well, and obviously I broke some things right away because it's a brand new feature. So my actually personal blog, brianchristner.io, is broken now. When I enable this, I go to brianchristner.io, and it has a SSL error unsupported version because it actually thinks my DNS query is not right because I'm forwarding requests from the front end of Cloudflare back to my back end, and it thinks it's a bit of a dodgy connection. So yes, I do break things. I still need to revert back to Chrome or disable it quickly and figure out exactly what's going on, but that's still in progress. But Cloudflare made a great security check. And I'll drop the link in the show notes, but basically what it is, you run this test against your browser, and I ran it against Chrome. Let me run against Safari quickly just to make it clear. But I ran it in Chrome, I ran it in Firefox, and now I'm running it in Safari quickly. And let's see. And basically what it's doing, it's checking your security of your browser. And in Firefox, when you enable everything, you get secure DNS. So now your DNS is encrypted. Your DNS security is enabled. Now all browsers, Firefox, Chrome, and Safari pass this. TLS version 1.3, that's the latest version of TLS. All browsers pass that. And encrypted SNI. So that means no one can actually listen or snoop in on your connection. Now Firefox is able to pass all three of them. Safari, let's see, just ran the test. Secure DNS fails, DNSSEC passes, TLS 1.3 passes, encrypted SNI failed. And on Chrome, it's the same result. So if we were to look at the results, Firefox is a lot more secure. Now, Firefox and Cloudflare are working on this together, so it makes sense that Firefox would pass this test. But I mean, it's something that we should consider. I mean, encrypting our DNS traffic. This is where all these websites are figuring out where we're going, and cookies are based on this, and targeted ads. If we're able to cut these people out of this loop, maybe we can secure our internet even further. So think about it. DNS over HTTPS, secure your transport so people can't snoop in on what you're searching on the internet. All the way up to the government layer, cut the ISP out. We're going directly to the DNS servers now. Give it a try. I'll drop all the links in the show notes so you can give it a try if you want. I've converted fully to Firefox. I'm really happy with the experience so far. And I want to continue down this path. I mean, it's been a great experience, and I feel a little bit better that I know my data is even more secure now. So have a great day. DNS over HTTPS. That's today's show. See you next time. Thank you for listening to this episode of The Byte. You can find the show notes at thebyte.io and follow me on Twitter at I Do My Own Tricks.